Ayodhya verdict.
With what its consequences might be and what it might mean for the future of India. And with me is a star-studded panoply of guests, perhaps the best you're going to see on any show on television today. They are from the Congress Party, its General Secretary and former Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Digvijay Singh. From the BJP, former Finance Minister and Foreign Minister, Yashwant Sinha. From the Communist Party, Marxist, Rajya Sabha MP and senior Politburo member, Sitaram Yechury. Also joining us, the former Attorney General and Solicitor General of India, Soli Sorabjee. And here in studio, Working Committee member of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board and convener of the Babri Masjid Movement Coordination Committee, Said Shahabuddin, and the former editor of the RSS supporting Organizer magazine, the well-known Sheshadri Chari. Mr. Digvijay Singh, let me start with you and begin with a simple question. How do you respond to the verdict that was delivered this afternoon? The judges split three ways. They've also proposed a three-way division of the land. Do you see this as sensible compromise or complication and confusion?
Well, the stated position of the Congress Party has always been that this is an issue which has to be resolved by mutual consultation and mutual agreement. But because the different parties could not come to an agreement, therefore we have to respect the court verdict.
So you're saying that this is in fact a sensible compromise, am I right?
Well, I have not seen the whole judgment, so can't really react.
But you sound as if that you're sounding as if you feel that this is a sensible step.
Well, obviously, we have been saying that we will honor and accept the court verdict. So we stand by that.
Now, Mr. Sinha, both the Congress and the RSS have said there are no victors, no losers. But without sounding victorious, do you have a sense that perhaps the Hindu side of this debate have got the better part of this judgment?
No, first of all, Karan, I'd like to say that I am vastly relieved that the High Court judgment has come. Everyone has said that we'll abide by the judgment of the court. Everyone has said that we should maintain peace. And it clearly shows that there is no divide on these issues across the land. Now, therefore, I entirely agree with what has been said by various parties, that there are no victors, there are no losers in this. A court judgment has come and we should accept the court judgment. That's the net position.
Absolutely, but on that court judgment, I noticed that, for instance, the claim of the Sunni Waqf Board has been dismissed. It's been considered time-barred. So too have two others, by the way. Similarly, the court, at least two judges out of three, have ruled that this was not a mosque. It was built against the tenets of Islam, and they've recognized this as the Ram Janmasthan. Again, 2 out of 3. Does that suggest to you that the Hindu side has got the better of the judgment?
No, you are again suggesting that the Hindu side has won, the Muslim side has lost. My point is, nobody has won, nobody has lost. A judgment has come based on the wisdom of the three judges. And in any case, we all know that this is not the final verdict. Somebody or the other is bound to go to the Supreme Court, and it will be the Supreme Court verdict which will be final. So, for the time being, I will go by what others have said, namely that let's not look at it as victory or defeat. There is no reason to gloat either for Hindus, no reason to be disappointed for the Muslims or for anybody else for that matter, and take the judgment in the spirit in which it has been delivered.
Sitaram Yechury, let me build on that question I was putting a moment ago to Yashwant Sinha. In addition to what I pointed out, the judgment also decides that the land must be split in three. Although the claims of the Nirmohi Akhara as well as the Sunni Waqf Board have been found to be time-barred and therefore dismissed, nonetheless, and despite that, the judges have 2-1 decided to split the land three ways. Is that a deliberate and sensible attempt at reconciliation and compromise that you agree with?
Well, first of all, Mr. Thapar, I think we all must heave a sigh of relief that a judgment has come. And it is a judgment in which there is a divided opinion amongst the three judges, and it has to be properly studied to understand the full implications. And I think before that, coming to conclusions would be a little premature. Many questions have already been raised, but I think we all should accept the fact that in our constitutional framework, such disputes can only be resolved through the judicial process, which means that the right to recourse for an appeal to the apex court, I mean, that would be exercised, I'm sure. What Mr. Sinha said is absolutely right. And then let the process take place. Until then, I think let us not here try to dissect fragments of the judgment that have come so far, and try to build up a case on this side or on that side, because that I don't think is in the interest of the country.
Soli Sorabjee, speaking as one of the country's most senior lawyers, in fact as a former Solicitor General and Attorney General, are you surprised that 2 out of 3 judges have concluded, although in different language, that this was the site of the Ram Janmasthan? They seem to have gone into an area of faith and then found facts to establish it. Are you surprised by that?
I don't know, Reverend. I haven't read the judgment. I've not seen the reason. I haven't analyzed the reasoning. They might have merely said that there was a temple there, there was a building there, construction there. I don't think they might have associated Ram with it. I don't know. The fact is, I really feel that without reading the judgment, especially analyzing the reasoning, not only the 2 judges, but the 3rd judge, we can't really come to any conclusion at this stage, except to say that thank God there has been a judicial resolution of this long festering dispute. Of course the Sunni side, Muslim side will be disappointed, but the maturity of the leaders, as exhibited in the statement, shows they'll accept it, and but subject to the appeal to the Supreme Court, agreed by any part. And I also think the Hindu leaders, Hindu organizations, have really set a good example by saying it's not a question of gloating or saying we have triumphed. It's a question the court has given a sagacious and a judicious verdict to see that no one can claim to be a total victor, or any other side can feel that he was a total loser. But till we see the reasoning, it's immature, not only premature, immature.
Can I pick up on something you said? You said, of course, the Sunni side will be disappointed. Why do you think the Sunni side will be disappointed?
Because the suit has been dismissed on the ground of limitation.
In which case, if the suit has been dismissed, are you surprised that the court has gone that one further step to suggest that the land be divided in 3 between the Sunni Waqf Board, the Ram Lala claimants, and the Nirmohi Akhara?
No, I'm not surprised. The court can always mold relief to meet the needs of the situation and the circumstances. So how it is done, I don't know. As I said, it may be a very sagacious judicial statesmanship.
All right.
And let's read the judgment.
Syed Shahabuddin, you're working committee member of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board, you're convener of the Babri Masjid Movement Coordination Committee. Are you disappointed?
I'm surprised. And I had always been talking about that everybody should abide by the final judicial verdict. Because perhaps I had a sixth sense that either party will have to go to the Supreme Court. And of course, we are bound by law and constitution to abide by the Supreme Court judgment. But there are 2 or 3 points that I would like to make. Number one, they have decided that the idol of Ram that is there is a legal person, therefore entitled to land, entitled to property, hold property. I have no idea, I have not seen any record to say that the murti that was smuggled into the Babri Masjid on the dead night of 22-23 December was ever went through the normal rituals for being converted into a worshipable object. So how does it become a legal person?
What about something else? They have also in their judgments, 2 out of 3, decided that in fact the masjid was never a proper masjid. because it was built against the tenets of Islam. That's part of the official issues for briefing that the court has released.
But that is based on an assumption that a standing mandir was demolished to build a masjid. And I am of the same view, that if a standing mandir is demolished to build a masjid, it is no masjid at all. But where are the facts?
So if those facts that establish this was a standing mandir that was demolished, then you would concur with that section of the judgment?
In fact, I went about saying, I will take a hammer in my own hand and demolish it.
Okay, you would take a hammer in your hands to demolish it if that fact were the case. Sheshadri, something else that runs as a very strong strain through this judgment is the repeated belief, again by at least 2 out of 3, if not in this case all 3 judges, is that Hindus and Muslims used to worship together on this site but in different places. Is that therefore one good credible reason, a good factual reason for suggesting that it be split in 3?
I think finally the Supreme Court will have the last word on this. But I think all the 3 learned judges have made 2 very important observations. One is, in spite of dissenting, it's not a majority verdict. It's 3 different judgments. Because on a number of issues, all the 3 have different viewpoints. There's only one learned judge who has said that the entire land should be handed over to the Hindu claimants.
That's Justice Sharma.
Justice Sharma. Otherwise, the other 2 have very categorically probably stated that it should be split. It's a split verdict, in the sense the verdict to split. Now, this was not the appeal by any of the parties. Neither the Sunni Waqf Board, nor the Nirmohi Akhada, nor the Ramlala went to the court saying that please say whether we should split the land or not. They didn't say that. It was a title suit basically. So the court should have gone into the details of the title deeds.
So to the extent they didn't, are you also indicating disappointment?
To the extent that there is no title suit either with the Sunni Waqf Board, because if they claim that the land belongs to that, it was bequeathed to them, then it was Mir Baqi who built the masjid, and Mir Baqi was a Shia. There was no way a Shia could have given the land to the Sunni. I don't know.
Let's not get lost in the intricacies of history. Come to the central core point you're making.
The core point of the whole thing is that it was almost decided, it was almost known long before this judgment came that it will be a split verdict, and obviously it will pave the way for a higher court to come and make a judgment on this.